Good day, everyone. Alice here from SOXX Financial Network. Today is February 25th, 2022, 23 actually, sorry. And here is a weekly edition for our analysis daily. And this is a weekly edition. All right, starting with S&P 500 weekly chart. Here is the weekly chart S&P 500. We just zoom in here. We got back to this prevailing trend line. If you just look at this trend line here, the one that at least I drew, um, this market is coming back down to very important level. If this is a pullback, we should see a bounce. Probably we will see a bounce because this is a wide range bar. This is a consolidation breakout to the upside, and we are just coming back down 3 weeks, coming back down here. Here is the shadows to SMA 20 and SMA 150 for the weekly basis. However, I think that's going to be a small bounce possibility next week, middle of this candle to what level? 4012, 4020. So that's going to be the level for a bounce. We close weekly candle below 69. 70 just we are at 39.69, sorry, 39.69. We close below 4,000 level, which is very important psychological level. Everyone just keep an eye on that one. And also, if you just look at the indicators, we'll see just the bear reversal is just happening this week. We got a sell signal from stochastic. RSI is coming back down, and MACD is just sloping down as well. All in all, when I see this, I'm just looking for low, possibly March area, somewhere around the second half of the March, to be honest. Somewhere around this is my first target, which is coming back to this pivotal point. Probably we'll see a bounce and then coming down 2-3 weeks to here. If it gets more accelerated bounce, or I should say correction, then we should come up with this area. So this is SMA 200 weekly basis, which kind of like a support the market here. And also, this is not the reason. I know lots of people want to simplify everything, but the main reason is we got into this wide range bar institutional level for this rally. So on October 2022, we got back to this area, and then we are getting back up there. So probably another time we get back to this area. So it's kind of like along with this pivotal point, which is 36.57. So top of this box, or it's kind of like a lower low. It's going through SMA 200 weekly basis, and everyone just get bearish, and then market is coming back up. This is gonna be a possibility, but the next possibility is gonna be this, which is gonna be very ugly one. I'm not sure if we get there. If we get there, that would be great buying opportunity. Again, I'm not sure if we can touch it, because lots of indexes we got it, but this is very good level, to be honest. I'm just reopening this one. I reopened it 2-3 weeks ago after this sell-off. Probably that's going to be a possibility, but 225% possibility we get there. So 32 to 3400, which is going to be top of the market prior COVID crash, middle of this wide range bar. So look at this dotted line here, and this box shows me that if we get there, that's going to be great buying opportunity for the March low, and that's going to be probably the pivotal point and low for the market in 2023. So I'm looking for four lows basically. This is first, this is the second, this is the third, and the fourth one is coming here, and that's gonna be the cycle progression that I'm talking about. Four highs and four lows. So this is the fourth one. This is the first, second, and third, and the fourth one is gonna be here, this area. So that would be great buying opportunity. Again, stochastic, we got see here reversal, and also here is the divergence between these two pivotal points here. That's the whole point. And if we get to IMI oversold condition again, that's going to be a great buying opportunity. Moving on to the daily chart. So Here's the daily chart. We got back into a very oversold condition. In MACD, it's not a crazy one, but it is a substantial one. RSI is coming back down here. It's kind of to this pivotal point. Still, we are above oversold condition, and stochastic momentum got into oversold condition, and it's kind of like a ready for a reversal, a bull reversal. And these indicators tell me that we are getting ready for a bounce. And based on the price action, we just got back to this wide range bar, and this wide range bar coming along with three major moving averages. However, there is one bearish action, actually two bearish actions, which kind of like a trend follower or hedge fund managers are following that one. First of all, this is a trend line that I drew, and we got close below this. However, we got buyback from some investors, traders, just because this is a good level for moving average, but we got close below SMA 50, and these two signals for the bear. However, these three moving averages coming along with this guy, which is wide range bar, bull wide range bar, and this is a back test to this candle. Look at that. So what's the shadow? So this shadow back test to this candle going off the roof, and this is the area that I'm looking for a bounce. The bounce could be to 4,012, which is coming along again with this area. So that's going to be very important. I'm not expecting market is coming back up again to probably 4,050 or so. It's just going to be a bounce to this level and then follow through with continuation, just because market shows a bear signal for the weekly chart. The higher time frame is the key. Moving on to the Nasdaq. I'm not getting to monthly chart right now just because we have some weeks, but this is kind of very important. Look at the monthly candle here for now, folks, and next week monthly candle will be closed. This is not bullish at all. This is bearish, and possibly we are getting back to this area for the first low, but just keep an eye on that. We will get back to this. Let's focus on the weekly chart. So weekly chart, we got the same signal with S&P 500. We closed below SMA 50 weekly chart. This is a fourth consecutive low and lower high. And stochastic, we got a bear reversal signal, which is coming to 11,600. That's going to be very fair possibility, to be honest, for the weekly chart, at least for now. This is going to be very available target, which is going to be 300 down below. So it's not going to be a big deal after this move, and this is going to be a topping formation. However, we are just showing another higher low, so that's going to be a bullish signal. For the daily chart, it shows this is the way that I'm looking for, to be honest, folks. So we got into let me just zoom in here. Yeah, we got into this area, and this is a kind of like an institution level back test going to the upside. Lots of moving averages are coming here. So if you see Monday, Tuesday, we will get a sell signal and then sharply bounce back up. Don't be surprised. So this is going to be an A wave. This is going to be a B wave to the upside, along with S&P bounce, and the C wave is coming all the way down here. So that's going to be very textbook ABC. But if we don't see any bounce, so this one is coming all the way down to here. So that's going to be your A wave. And the B wave is going to be possibly going bounce to this area, and C wave is coming all the way to here. So we should be agnostic for the market. So that's why we are having different levels. These are my levels for the Nasdaq. Any of these boxes, if they get me a buy signal, so I will get back to that one. But I'm sure that we are getting to here, kind of like no one can be sure, but this is kind of very possibility for the March low. If we get there, so I'm not gonna be a surprise. This is gonna be again another 25% possibility for the low in March. So we will see how it goes. Lots of people are getting again ready for the bear custom.
And this is kind of like a dynamic channel. As you see here, we are just going back and forth. So this is going to be a first low, second low, third low, and the fourth low could be somewhere around here or here. So that's going to be the ideal scenario. Again, if we zoom back here, it goes back to this white range bar, and this is the top of the market before COVID crash. So for lots of indexes like Russell 2000, like Dow Jones, we got back to this area, and even Russell goes further, but bounced back up. For S&P and Nasdaq, we didn't test that area, so possibly we get to that one. The question is when. And moving on to Dow Jones, here is the Dow Jones. Let me go to weekly chart. So here is the Dow Jones weekly. Possibly we are just getting ready for another spike down to this area. If you just follow my analysis, I told you this is going to be at the first level. This is a nice demand area. We are showing kind of like a topping formation. This one didn't get to that level, so we can just close this one. But this one was activated nicely, so we can just close this one as well. So this is gonna be at the top for the Dow Jones right now, and we just get a very bearish week last week. And if this one follows through or continues with another bear signal, possibly we are getting down to here. So again, this area, which is 30,000 to 31,000, that's going to be a great buying opportunity for Dow Jones. That's kind of like a forming a reverse head and shoulder or QM pattern, which is coming like this is a left shoulder, this is a left shoulder, this is a head, and we are just forming the right shoulder here for a move to the upside. So that would be great buying opportunity. Sloping down MACD, stochastic, very diverged and getting down kind of like it's one of the most bearish one among the other one. And if we get there to oversold area, so that's going to be the possible scenario for the bottom, but we need to see it's coming along with MACD and RSI as well. RSI shows here oversold condition, perfect bottom scenario. Moving on to daily chart. So here is the daily chart for the Dow Jones. We got below this triangle I told you as soon as we broke below, so we are getting ready for getting to the downside. And well, based on the textbook scenario, let me show you what people are expecting. So this is the one, and everyone just copy this one, put it there, and they just put this is the ideal scenario for the Dow Jones. So in next, I should say days or weeks, we should see somewhere around here, which is our level here. The first target is going to be 31,000, which is going to be this area, and the ultimate level is going to be 30,000, which is coming back. If you zoom back here, which is coming back to this pivotal point, forming our right shoulder. So we will see how it goes. I'm not expecting any of this happening next days. Probably take 2-3 weeks or even more. Second half of the March, we should see a bottoming formation coming along with Nasdaq and S&P. So make sure watch all three together to see when one, possibly Dow Jones, is showing the bottoming formation earlier than other ones. Okay, moving on to yields. So here is the bond yield. Bond yield had a very substantial move to the upside. Nice closing candle above, kind of like above middle of this shadow. Bond yield put a pressure. This is not a good for gold and stock market. When this one is going up, stock market and gold is coming down. So yield, a 2 years yield is getting back up again to 4.82%. However, Fed fund rate is at 4.33%, and Fed fund rate is behind the curve. So this tells Federal Reserve, hey Fed, what are you doing? You need to push for the higher rate just because you are behind the curve, and make sure that catch up with it, probably 5 to 5.5%. So it's gonna break something if it get there. So again, this is kind of like a leading indicator, and this signals for still ugly days are coming down the road. TLT is the next one, is coming down again to test this area. So TLT, if we break below this, so that's going to be very ugly. I think we are getting to this gap area. So if it comes to this gap area and hold this bottom, so that's going to be buying opportunity for TLT. Still, I'm looking for, if you think that the Fed fund rate, which is kind of like interest rate, is at the top or close at the top, it's going to be good spot for TLT to get back to long position, which I have to be honest, I start nibbling in TLT and I will get back to this one and I add to my investment portfolio if we get there. So make sure, keep an eye on that. Gold is coming down sharply. Gold is getting close to my first target place, 1777 to 1808. That's going to be a possibility for gold. And if we get there, so that's going to be a bounce. Possibly it's coming with the TL with the yield, just because yield is at the top. Possibly we see a correction to this level or to this level, so that's gonna just ease off on gold, and gold we will see a bounce coming, but this bounce is gonna be just a bounce, probably middle of this candle 1846, and then we will see another follow through to the downside. This is a nice area, 61.8%. This is 61.8% Fibonacci level, which I think we are gonna get back to this one. So this is gonna be A wave, the B wave is coming, and C wave is coming back here to this area. So that's going to be possible scenario. Crude, WTI just got back to the bullish momentum, didn't trigger this head and shoulder. Very, very bullish pattern. I told you, if we break above this right shoulder, this head and shoulder fails, and if we get above this, so that's going to be massive move to the upside. $100, 120 is coming on the corner again. Just keep an eye on that, because lots of people are getting bearish, and I told you about this pattern, and this pattern is very, very ugly in weekly chart. So in weekly chart, if you just change the time frame to the weekly chart, you will see this is a bear flag, very, very nice bear flag, gigantic one. Getting ready for this one. If it triggers this head and shoulder, the downside target would be 61 to 63, but if we fail this one and market is getting back to 90 and then possibly going back to this area, which is coming to 100, 110 scenario. VIX is coming down after like a last hour of the trading session. However, it was an uptick. VIX is coming down, possibly coming down to 20 to 21 with stock market bounce, because we expect a bounce. So if VIX is coming down, VIX is showing kind of like a bounce in the stock market. You will see it shows a lower high, and possibly it can go down to 20 to $21. So that's gonna be the area. Dollar, fantastic. Just clap for yourself because we got the dollar bullish reading to this area. Dollar had a nice move to the upside, 105. Look at that. So dollar is getting back to this area, pivotal point, possibly consolidation or corrective move to the downside, 103, 104, and then ease off for the gold, for the TLT, and also for the stock market for a bounce, and then sharp spike to the upside. Still, this one is coming, so this is not a timing perspective. I'm just want to adjust it a bit. So still, it has a room to the downside, but again, if it goes downside, coming back up, don't be surprised. I think dollar for the next B wave is coming back up to this area when we close above this pivotal point. So it depends how far we can get, but if we get above this pivotal point, we're coming back up to test this area, getting ready for 108, 109, or 110. All right, moving on to Apple. Apple had an ugly week. Apple just go below this area. So I told you, if Apple goes down there, just appears, it shows another signal to the downside. Possibly we get back to Apple. I mean, like I have like a put option on this, but we get back to Apple by buying around this area, and even if we doesn't hold this area, so Apple possibly goes down to the lower low. I'm not expecting that one coming soon. Again, it depends on the market. I'm not forecasting or kind of predicting. I'm just looking for the levels because I don't want to be surprised down the road. But Apple shows a topping formation. This is a market leader, and for sure NVDA is market leader. We will get back to that one, but Apple is kind of the second or the third one that market is following. Amazon is coming down, showing doji bar in this wide range bar. So Amazon is getting ready for a bounce. So if you see a bounce to 96 area or filling up this gap, So don't be surprised. Again, this gap kind of selling opportunity for getting down. So any upside move next week is going to be selling opportunity. Don't be surprised if you see Monday, Tuesday negative, or I should say Monday negative, Tuesday kind of doji, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday positive. That's going to be the selling opportunity. We are looking for that bounce. If that bounce doesn't come, this means market is in trouble. Meta just had a downtick today, but look at that. So Meta had a green bar just because it came off the low and shows like a $1.65 loss sitting at 170.39. Meta still 147, 160. That's going to be possibility for Meta. Microsoft $5 loss. We got into our put option somewhere around here and we close it nicely in gain. Again, Microsoft is coming back with a bounce. If this bounce is coming next week, I'm getting back to Microsoft put option and I'm gonna have like another signal for you for the Southern Copper, which is coming in analysis for the copper and the two miners for the copper. Make sure watch that video after that. Possibly tomorrow is coming. So we are getting back to the put option for this and also Southern Copper as well. So sit tight. We close this one in profit. We will get back to this one as well if we get a bounce, but ultimate level, at least for now, is going to be 228 to 230, 240. So that's going to be the possibility. Google had a downtick today. So, I mean, on Friday, Google, you see, even a bounce could be selling opportunity coming up to this gap 92, 93. Google possibly going down to lower low, and that's going to be the possible scenario for the bottom for the Google. To be honest, I'm going to put lots of money on it. Probably I will double my position or at least a decent size for my investment portfolio because this is gonna be a good spot for Google. So don't hesitate if you get there. Why we are getting there? This is a nice consolidation area. So in weekly chart, I put like analysis, and this is here for a while. If you just follow me, and since I should say January, when I'm just coming with this analysis every day, and I'm just telling you, this is the level that we should just expect. Google is coming down. Netflix is the next one. Netflix is coming down. So this is forming nice head and shoulder coming down 251 to 275. So that's going to be the level to filling up this gap to coming back to this consolidation. Even Netflix can go lower. I'm not sure. So this is just the first, and I'm not showing this is going to be the bottom. So if you see Netflix is coming down and showing the bottom information somewhere around here, don't be surprised. All right. So the next one is Tesla. So let me just adjust the chart a bit. So Tesla, we got test again this trend line. So Tesla had a negative day, $5.19 loss, sitting at 196. Tesla is coming down. It's just forming the consolidation. Probably we'll see another bounce on Monday, Tuesday. I don't know. But if we get the below this trend line, make sure the bounce is going to be selling opportunity, because if we get there and then coming back up to test this trend line, coming back down here 147, 166, that's going to be the opportunity for Tesla to go with call option, so or even selling put here. So that's going to be a good bouncing area. I'm just waiting for that one. SMH semiconductor index, we got $4.33 loss in SMH, and this one is coming down, and the move here was NVDA, and I told you this is going to be a selling opportunity. Look what happened after that. Again, it's not a pattern of strength, it is pattern of weakness, and if it comes here down here to this area, probably possibly it's going to come to 228, and even if it doesn't hold here, it's coming down to here. So lots of gap to be filled here down the road. So make sure that don't overload yourself. SOXX, kind of like a weaker pattern here. Another doji bar down, takes $7.41 loss, sitting at 406. The same pattern. If it comes here, probably we'll see another bounce, but it's gonna come down to this area to 350 to 360. That's gonna be The area here is TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor, $88.11. Another loss. Look at the candle here and look at that. So this means sellers are having control. However, NVIDIA was a powerhouse for semiconductor. Because of NVIDIA, they are not falling. So that's the whole purpose. Because of the Nvidia has a power of leading this industry, and right now everyone just getting into it. And when it comes to the pain, it's going to be very, very ugly. AMD is the next station. $1.66 down, 72.42. That's going to be the possible scenario. Here's the gap. We are just coming down and then bouncing back up again. We had like a 2% loss on Friday, and possibly this one is coming to this area and also this area as well. So make sure, just look at that. Here is another trend that I want to show you. Possibly we get to this one, even if we get there. So we will see. So the conjunction of these trend lines, it's going to be a possible scenario, but I'm not sure AMD is coming like something like this. I don't know. Who knows? Possibly we will get there, but I think it's going to be sharper sell-off, or kind of like um, the bounce is going to be just a quick and sharper sell-off is coming after that. NVIDIA is going to be $3.78 loss. NVIDIA couldn't help itself to hold up. So far, hold up this gap, but it shows lower low, lower high. So that is the scenario of the island gap. If you see something like a gap down and sell off after that, this is gonna be a multi-month top for Nvidia, and I think it's already there. So we should see what pattern is forming for the future, but this is going to be very, very ugly. If you see something like that and this one doesn't hold, this means Nvidia is in trouble, and probably we are getting back down to here, even not this area. So we will see how it goes, but this is kind of like the FOMO and everyone piling money into it. Not institution, this is just a retail, and this is retail FOMO. And this is just the leader of the market. If you see market is not into ugly trouble, just because of this stock is holding up pretty well. Texas Instrument is the next one, down tick today. So you see the real scenario in these stocks. They are the same sector, but these ones are behaving naturally and healthy, not like Nvidia. When we have like a rally, we're having a sell-off. Technically, we just retrace back to this trend line, coming back down, and possibly Texas Instrument is coming back to this area. Lam Research is the last one. So we had a $6.77 loss for Lam Research, again down tick. It was a green bar just because came off the low, but it holds up pretty well above this trend line. If it consolidates here, possibly that's going to be A wave, base, and then B wave is coming down to this pivotal point, which is 380 to 400. So that's going to be a possible scenario. Okay, folks, if you like this video, please smash the like button. We will get back to you with another analysis tomorrow for the copper and two miners, and also daily analysis every day. Thanks for subscribing. Keep an eye on the chart. We will have exciting moments. Have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye bye.